about that Apple event, I have mixed feelings about this one. I mean, I love Apple and all, and their videography was great throughout the presentation. But I mean, we gotta talk. Let's talk about the things, the products they announced. So let's talk. How did they do? Well, first up is Apple Card, and you know, we don't even have an Apple Card. I mean, I don't even know like one friend who has that, their parents. And I mean, and they announced this new feature called, I'm pretty sure it's Apple Card. I don't know. It'll be, the title will be on the feature name will be on the screen right now in the title text. But I mean, they said kids over 13 can you can do like spending all you have debit card, and from your actual money, from your physical money in your bank account, you can start doing things. If you're over 13, I'm almost 13, about 4 more months. 4? Yeah, 5. And so and you can spend less. To say you have $2,000 in a bank account. You're 13. You can go spend that, but parents can put spending limits per month, or like in a month. I'm pretty sure so that the kids don't just spend all their money. So that's really good. And then they got to the podcasts, and then so I did this in non-order. I'm trying to do my best here. I kind of forgot, but still. Then they got to the podcasts, and they got new UI stuff like that. You can have new podcasts, all that stuff. Then they got to a new iPhone. Not an iPhone 13, no. There is a new colorway for the iPhone 12. New colorway for the iPhone 12. It is a more purple colorway than the iPhone 11. I know the iPhone 11 colorway was pretty good. This is a more purple more. Like for the spring. Apple said a spring vibe, I guess. I mean, okay, sure. I mean, it looks pretty good. I like it a lot. It looks dope. I have to actually have in person, which probably not gonna happen. But I mean, so I'm interested in tech, a lot of cameras, all of those science fiction movies. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Then they got 2 AirTags. And you know, there have been rumors about this for the last a year and a half. So I remember watching these rumors in March 2020 when quarantine started, and like all that they can announce in September didn't happen. The March event, no, they have, and then the rumors went quiet. And then we got to the Apple event. And I was expecting the launching price to be over like $70 to $100. And I was like, hopefully they don't do it like overpriced crap like they have been doing with the AirPods Pro, other stuff. Then there was the actual AirTag. They got this funny commercial. It looks pretty cool. Apple's cinematography looks really good. Like the videography looks really good. Keep this up. It looks super dope. And then they actually got to the actual price. And at that point, my mind was blown. And because the price was $30. $30. I mean, that is really cool. Because I was planning to pay $100, $200, stuff like that. Then they announced for like say your keys, your backpack, your phone, and your car key. Ready for this? $400. That's about 1 for 20. That's even cheaper than the actual price. So that for one. I mean, it's gonna be super important for people that live in Los Angeles, New York City, Vancouver, Seattle, Ontario, Berlin, London, all those big cities that you know it's super big and it's tough to find anything there. That's gonna be super useful. And then they got a little Apple Magic working here. So at this point, I was pretty hyped up for the event. I was hyping up. I was in my bed. I finished school. That's pretty cool. And then they got this. And then they said, if you have a U1 chip, iPhone 11 or later, it can be all the iPhone models from the iPhone 11 or later. The U1 chip will actually detect where the Apple AirTag is. And then just looking on the screen says how far away or close you are from the actual object that you're looking for. At the point, I was losing my mind. I was just already like hyping up, waiting for a new cool iMac, maybe an iPad Pro, maybe some AirPods. I was just hyping up. There were no AirPods, which is pretty sad. I mean, so that's pretty good. I was hyping up for the event, going up. And then they got 34 for 1 and 100 for 4. So that's pretty good. That can be your backpack. I am definitely gonna buy that when I get to the States. It's for my for a backpack because I want to go to trips. That's gonna be super useful. Like in a foreign country, you take your AirTags, even if you're traveling 2021 maybe. And then you take that and you get your backpack. That would be pretty cool. I'm gonna buy that. I have more than $30 in my bank account, thankfully. So I am definitely gonna buy that. Maybe one for my dad, for his his laptop. That would be pretty dope. And for one for my backpack, because I carry all my cleats, my headphones, my stuff in there. So that's gonna be super important for me. So that's gonna be super dope. Thanks Apple for that. And then we got to the Apple TV. And I've seen my friend that has Apple TV, and I watched the Grinch on it. And I mean, it looked pretty dope. But he had the 4K version with 64 gigabytes. It was looking pretty dope. And they announced it'll be controlled manually by your iPhone. And it says it supports 4K HDR like the other version, but you have to buy a different one. So yeah. And this is with powered all by the A12 Bionic chip, which I have the iPad Air right over here. I'm obsessed there. So yeah. And then they said your iPhone, I need an iPhone 12 Pro or 12 Pro Max. And it says you airdrop it, and you play it on your Apple TV by AirPlay, and then you have the phone mainly controls the HDR. And at that point I was losing my mind. I was just going, come on, hype it up. I was getting hype. And then I said autocorrect the HDR and all of that stuff. And I was getting really happy. I was getting excited for that. I was getting really cool for that. That was pretty good. And then they said the HDR stuff, HDR 10 certified, Dolby Plus. That was pretty cool. Then they got to the iMac. And the entry video, I started, for that one point in my life, I started to hate Apple. Because, we were having so many rumors of the chin leaving and looking like the Pro Display XDR. They say it's 11.5 millimeters thick. That Pro Display XDR, I believe, is 20 millimeters thick. So that was super thin. So I don't know what that thing, maybe that, I don't know. But it was super thin. And then I was looking at all the hype because I was hyped up. And then I saw the front. And at that point, I was just, oh my gosh. And at that point in the event, I was refreshing the iPad screen. So I screen recorded. But Apple lost 20,000 viewers just for the announcing the new iMac. Because so many people were just destroyed, hearts destroyed. I can imagine that. Because I was refreshing while having the iMac announcing it. And people were just going down. They were just, the viewers just lost like 20,000 in that event. And say the iMac is powered by the M1 chip, and I'm glad that the screen bezels are reduced to this thick, but they have still the chin. If you're gonna keep the chin, at least put an Apple logo, because they don't even have an Apple logo, which I don't know. The bright side, it has a headphone jack on the side. I saw a headphone jack and it's super dope. Yay, headphone jack, good for you. Unless you have that. But if you're gonna keep the chin, please at least do the Apple logo. At least put it. It would have been super dope. For every color, there's red, gray, green, blue, and silver, and there's 7 colors. And I wish it would have done for the silver one, the silver logo, for the blue one, the blue Apple logo. That would have been super dope, and so on. But no, at least we have the headphone jack. That's really good. They got to the specs. M1 chip, super dope. You got that. That's super dope. You got M1 chip, really good. It has 11.3 million pixels, which is it's pretty good. Pixel peepers will love that. Will love that. And it has 4.5K. And with Dean from MacStep, he actually predicted that. If you go to the last video, what to expect, he actually said he done a calculation, and that's pretty cool. And then they got to the face cam. Finally, 1080p. Finally, they already had it on the iMac, but finally, thank goodness, with the M1 chip, 1080p. Thank you. Finally, 1080p is going to be awesome for video recorders. With FaceTime, they showed it off. That's awesome. Advanced image signal processor with the M1. Thank you. That's great. And they got 2 times faster graphics, and more CPU than the last iMac and stuff like that, which is pretty good. All the Apple stuff with the graphs and stuff like that, with the GPU, CPU. They have that same M1 chip. Thank goodness it did not. Thank goodness it did not announce the M1X. So I was planning on buying an M1X Mac Mini in about November. So hopefully, thank goodness it didn't announce that. I was super relieved. Oof. But for video creators, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. And they announced what it could video it. Up to 5 streams of 4K video. And I was like, okay, we're getting confidence. Okay. The hype was beginning. The hypermeter was starting to get up. They announced, or 1 full stream of 8K video. At that point, MKBHD is gonna love that a lot for the 8K. If he even gets them iMac, because it's gonna start pre-order starts on April 30th. It's gonna go all the way till the beginning of May. Hopefully, he's gonna get it sooner, but I have no idea. But at least it's gonna get 1 8K video. I don't know if it's 8K 30, and then without HDR frames. So I'm getting my hype up. Getting hype up. It's really good. Then they announced fast graphics at 5 stream. It has the headphone jack. Woohoo! It's awesome. And you have an Ethernet port for the 14, and then announced the starting price, $10.99. Okay, higher resolution than the it's pretty good for a huger screen than the MacBook Pro. Okay. And then announced $14.99. Then announced a new keyboard with colors, with 3 different colors: white, blue, and green. And announced for the $14.99 version. For the $14.99 version, they announced that with all the stuff included, they're gonna be a new Magic Trackpad with all the same colors, which is gonna be like on the bottom, which is looking pretty dope. Then you have the Magic Mouse. It's gonna be the same for 4 different colors. It's gonna be super dope. Then you have, for the $14.99 version, you have an Ethernet port on the power brick. Woo! That looks pretty dope. And they have a magnetic, I guess you could call it MagSafe, but no, a magnetic thing that touches on the back that powers the iMac. That's pretty dope. And then they got to Touch ID. And on the 49 version, you get the mouse and the keyboard or mouse trackpad and the keyboard that has Touch ID. That's gonna be super. It looks like a kind of like a power button. I mean, the design doesn't look that great on the keyboard. The iMac design looks great though. Thank you for the modern square edges like the iPhone 12. That looks super dope. But please get rid of the chin. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a chin. At least keep the Apple logo. That would have been really cool to keep the Apple logo. No, I mean, trackpad looks pretty cool. The keyboard, super dope. And then you have Touch ID, and then it had, mixed feelings about that. So, at least they got the iMac. Okay, I was getting the hypermeter was getting up, and they announced iPad Pro. And I was really excited for that. The iPad Pro has been pretty dope. It's been the best iPad out there. We don't have an iPad Pro, sadly. We have lots of Apple devices, but like old ones, like 2015, 16, 17, 18, all types of Apple devices. And and then I'm like, okay. I was thinking maybe the M1 chip. I was thinking, this was thinking into my mind. What if Apple dropped the A series and kept the M1 series on their iPads? That would be, they will kill off the A series chip. For the iPhones, I feel bad, but I think they're probably gonna keep it because the iPhones are gonna, stay there, stuff like that. But if they kill the A series, just put the M1 chip. Imagine how powerful those things would be. Just imagine how good that would be. And they announced the M1 chip on the iPad Pro. Dope. Then they announced it has Thunderbolt 4 built into the port. It doesn't have any other ports. No, you have the port for the iPad. You charge it in, boom, you have that. Great. Then you have the Magic Keyboard. It comes in space gray and silver, just like the iPad Pro. Super dope. Then they announced 2 terabytes of storage. For all you video creators out there calling you from here, 2 terabytes of storage. 2 terabytes of storage. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like 200,000 people are gonna get that. I'm not getting that. Maybe in KBC probably will. But I'm not getting it. And that starts, of course, shipping April 30th, arriving May. Pre-order starts April 30th, arriving May 20th, the second half of May. And then they got to the display, and then it has something like 100,000 mini LED display. Thank you, finally. And it has about 100,000, 10,000, I think, probably like that, mini LEDs that adjust the brightness on different parts. So you have a dark area, so you have dark, and then there's a little light. It'll give the light more hard, and it'll have deeper black. So that's gonna be super dope. Then they announced 5G coming to the iPad Pro, and they said carrier speeds for 5G may apply. Nobody will get the same thing. It's gonna be different, and that's gonna be pretty cool for stuff like that. It's gonna be super dope. And then they started to announce that. It's pretty cool. So you have that HDR3 certified for the camera. Because that's the M1, so I was like, okay, camera. Who really takes photos on the iPad? I do. But I'm still, for some very few people who take the occasional video, that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be super dope. Then they got 5G, that's gonna be super dope. Then you got Face ID, 12 megapixel true depth camera, and that's gonna be having an ultra wide camera. It's gonna be super dope. Ultra wide on selfie camera. Not even the iPhone 12 and have this, so that's gonna be super dope. And then they said center stage. This feature called center stage. So what it does, thanks to the ultra wide camera, let's say that you're always gonna be the center of the image. I'm gonna have that, so let's say that is right here, and I'm gonna be center of the image. And if I move away, it's in the range of the ultra wide. It's gonna shift the camera, not the iPad. Now it's gonna just stay like theirs. But if I move, let's say over there, my arm is right over there, the iPad camera is gonna locate me over there. And then let's say another person is right here, and I'm over there. It's gonna zoom into that person. It's gonna keep me in focus. But I'm gonna be over here, and then I'm gonna be over here, and I'm gonna be barely fitting into the image. It's gonna be focusing on this person that's closest to the iPad. That's gonna be super cool for video carriers, stuff like that. And it has the M1 chip, all within the M1 chip. So I was getting the hype back up. They got the Pro Display XDR. They put the display of the Pro Display XDR on the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. And by that, I was getting it, and I started refreshing it, and by that time, the viewers started coming back. It has a Pro Display XDR display. It has one for the Pro, only applies to a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. It says 1000 nits max brightness. I'm not sure if battery life is gonna suffer. I probably will be worse battery life, but I hopefully that put more minute hours on the 12.9-inch. It says 1600 nits peak brightness. Another, if you have it on auto, that's gonna be super dope. HDR3 certified for the video, for video and taking photos with. And it has 60 Hz and it has the Pro Motion with that. 6K video, and then it says the new display, liquid retina XDR display. If this thing supports 6K, which I'm not even sure if it will, but if this thing supports 6K, HDR, 120 Hz, that is the best value you can get. That's the only restrictions apply for the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. Okay, 12.9 inch iPad Pro only. And then they announced the price. 11 inch, $799 still. And they raised the price $200 on the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. $1099 it starts, just like the iMac. Between the iMac and the iPad Pro, I'm choosing the iPad Pro. 120 Hz, 120 gigabytes of storage, 1000 nits peak brightness, 1600 nits peak brightness, HDR3, 120 Hz. What do you choose? You can comment down below what you think. iMac or iPad Pro? I'm choosing iPad Pro definitely all the time. $1099, boom, and starts at 128 gigabytes. That's a huge upgrade, and it has mini LED. That is huge. That is really huge. I have mixed feelings. I mean, out of that entire event, my top 3 favorite products were Apple TV, that's number 3, AirTags, and the iPad Pro. iMac comes in second, so it was a total failure. I mean, I'm not sure how good people are gonna like it. There's gonna be tons of mixed feelings because they kept, let's reduce the screen bezels on the screen, but not the chin. Are gonna have the chin at least reduce it by like 30% of volume on this thing. We have an iMac at home, so I know what that thing feels like. At least reduce it and keep the Apple logo, please. I mean, oh my gosh. The iMac was the most, I felt my heart just go down. And the iMac was just terrible. I mean, hopefully we'll redeem itself because it has the M1 chip. Imagine that thing had the Intel chip. That would be terrible. And also quickly, it has 6 speakers, just super dope. It has HDR3, it's gonna be super dope. And then there comes the iPad Pro, and that thing is, and I'm super excited for that. Hopefully I can review the 12.9 inch version. And Max, I can review the 11 inch version because I know many people are gonna go with that. That's gonna be super dope. So that's my thoughts for the event. Tell me what you guys think. Would you definitely buy the M1 iMac or the 12.9 inch iPad Pro? Just leave me your thoughts. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching my impressions of this Apple event. Mixed feelings, of course. We're gonna have mixed feelings. Until then, till next time. Peace.